Cosmas Sylvester Seals, also known as Grand Master and Cassie of Montmoritz, who resided at Grand'Anse, passed away on November 29, 2021, at the age of 81. He leaves behind 3 children, Sandra, Roger, and Koskil, 7 brothers, Thomas, Samuel, Mandu, Clifton, Alphas, Wilfred, and Michelle, 4 sisters, Myrtle, Marion, Glenda, and Julia, 5 grandchildren, 2 great-grands, several nieces and nephews, many other relatives and friends including Trevor, Kem, Urban, Glenda, Joe, Tanya, the boys at Ricky's shop, Sandra and the boys on the Carenage, Moses, Wilfred, Lorraine, Junior, Ermin, Irma, Lloyd, the Montmoritz Breakfast Gang, and friends and other relatives living in the United Kingdom, the USA, and Canada. The funeral service for the late Cosmas Sylvester Seals, also known as Grand Master and Cassie of Montmoritz, who resided at Grand'Anse St. George, will take place privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Catherine Williams, also known as Bernice, Tita, and Darlin, of Blair St. Andrew, who resided at Jean Anglais St. George, passed away on Friday, 5th November 2021, at the age of 72. She was the mother of Junior Gia Williams, Trelawney Shark Williams, Charles I.E. Williams, and Judy Williams, grandmother of Michael, Torel, Trevon, Taraji, Jamoya, Anishka, Naheem, Nathan, Celio, and Kadishka, sister of Rebecca Berkeley, Gracelyn Natu in Canada, Rupert Natu in the USA, Thomas, Lawson, McQueen, and Daniel Natu, aunt of many including Kim, Erica, Vanessa, Loxley, Alina, Marcus, Risha, and Richard, niece of Lucy Smith, Henry Williams, and Donald Williams in Trinidad, sister-in-law of Christiana Natu, Nicodemus Berkeley, Eric Matthew Williams, Ronald Williams, and Rosalind Charles, mother-in-law of Neil and Julian, Tracy Neptune in the UK, Joselle Hunt, and Geraldine St. Bernard. Many cousins, other relatives, and close friends including Lydia Chaiton Phillip, Mavis Neckles, Norris Williams, Gracelyn Caliste, Stephanie Patterson, Roll Williams, William Nowell, Rita Bishop, Claudia Charles, Jennifer Fletcher, the pastor and members of Grand'Anse Berean Church, and friends and neighbours of Blair's, Monthorn, Bylands, Birtgrove, Jean Anglais, Gulf Course, Grand'Anse, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Catherine Williams, also known as Bernice, Tita, and Darlin, of Blair St. Andrew, who resided at Jean Anglais St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. John Augustine Nichols, also known as Froggo and Wamping, of Munich St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday, November 28, 2021, at the age of 68. He was the brother of Lillian Edwards in the UK, Teresa Chrissy Fletcher in Barbados, Margaret, Naomi, Alma, Jefferson, and Judge Dephrim Nichols in the USA, Raymond in Canada, and Oscar, also known as Ocorn, in Grenada. Uncle of many including Dolores Edwards, Kenneth Pompey Braffett, Charlene Francis, Dr. Kathy Ann Fletcher, E.M. and Irie George, Jacinta Gibbs, Leon Peters, Ken Mitchell, and teacher Perla Roberts. Brother-in-law of Kenneth Fletcher, Eric Mitchell, and Trevalin Nichols. Many other relatives and friends including Uncle Zephyrin Francis, Elma Peters, Kenny Mason, Patrick Hugo Mason, Kenisha Lambert, the Gibbs, Macmillan, and Nichols families of Munich and Lafayette, Dolores Joseph and the boys by the shop on the hill in Bamboo, Eldika Alexander, and friends and neighbours of Munich and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late John Augustine Nichols, also known as Froggo and Wamping, of Munich St. Andrew, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Dave Marquez, also known as Calawa, of Lower Depardine Street, Grove St. John, who resided at Marigot St. John, passed away on November 11th, 2021, at the age of 51. He was the son of Ina Marquez and Edwin Sandy, father of Cedric Marquez, brother of Deshawn and Reba Renata Marquez, Kwame Frederick, and Edwin Sandy Jr. in the USA. Nephew of many including Gillian Williams, Hanny, Hazari, Murphy and Judy Marquez in the USA, Veronica Lorraine, and Lillis Lorraine in the United Kingdom. Uncle of Caleb and Elijah Marquez, and Jelena Frederick. Close and dear friend of Rocali George. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Natasha Marquez Sylvester, Danielle Campbell, Tamika Williams, Gretchen and Twine and Kurt Fleming and family in the USA, Peter Strawn and family, Lyndon Harper, Shirley Darbo and family, Betty and Duncan, Rhaenyra Banfield, Brendan Williams, the Board of Directors, Management and Staff of Nawassa, members of the Sparklers Basketball Club, and friends and neighbors of Grove, Marigot and surrounding areas, and in the United Kingdom and the USA. The funeral service for the late Dave Marquez, also known as Kalawa, of Lower Depardine Street, Grove, St. John, who resided at Marigot, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. David Charles, also known as Joby, of Lafayette St. Andrew, passed away on Wednesday, 17th November 2021, at the age of 78. He was the father of Kenroy Williams, Anthony Williams, Chlorina Williams, Roquel Williams, Alex Williams, Sergeant No. 271 Kevin Williams, and Police Constable No. 512 Williams, brother of Margaret Charles and Josephine Charles in Trinidad, and Neltress Beggs in Grenada, stepfather of Rosemary Williams in Canada and Kim Budd in Grenada, grandfather of 18 including Shamaika Alexander, Makeda, Kasara, Kelvin, Ariel, Ariana, Lisa, Esmond, Brittany and Braddon Williams, great-grandfather of 7, uncle of Daniel and Philip Charles, Fitzroy Beggs and Grant Beggs, Nellis Stewart and Joan, father-in-law of Nazaria and Tinka Williams, Joanna Amady and Sharon, cousin of many including the Honorable Delma Thomas and family, Pastor Frankie Noel and family, and Maria Charles Viveg and family. Many other relatives and close friends including Sidney St. Louis, Charlie, Desmond Sherman, Keith, Earl Abraham, Alice Charles, the Charles family of Monthorn, Pearls and St. John's St. Andrew, the Edgar and Stewart families of Lafayette, the Beggs and Noel families of Bylands, the Caliste family of Paradise and Lafayette, and the Sampson family of Grandlet. The funeral of the late David Charles, also known as Joby of Lafayette St. Andrew, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jaden Blake of Woburn St. George, a student of South St. George Government School, passed away on Saturday 27th November 2021 at the age of 10. He was the son of Desian Blake and Akeem Alexis, brother of Kelia Blake, grandson of Diane Alexis John, Donnie Blake, Andre Theodore and Dessa Robertson, great-grandson of Cynthia Blake, nephew of Lynn Blake, Makeda Modeste, Renate Barclay, Miguel Smith, Brittany Mahone and Donnie Blake Jr., grandnephew of 23 including the Alexis and Billy Felix families of Montu, Michelle Blake, Pastor Christopher Adams and Datrian Blake in Tobago, cousin of many including Decima Blake Thomas, godson of Aisha DeGale and Clinton Dei Williams, close friend of Jaden James. Many other relatives and friends including the John family of Woburn, the Blake family of Woburn, Laborie, Trinidad and Tobago and the USA, the Adams, Chateau and Mahone families of Monlong and in Trinidad, Elma Batiste and family in Canada, the Robertson family of Crowshoe, the Narayan family of Woburn, Anelsia Evans and family of Beaton, Barrington and Suzette Roberts of Canivini, students of Grade 5R, Davis Adams, principal, staff and students of the South St. George Government School, and neighbors and friends of Woburn, Frequentee and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Jaden Blake of Woburn St. George will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Mary Peters, also known as Merlin of Grove St. John, who resided in Trinidad, passed away on Thursday, 2nd December 2021, at the age of 83. She was the mother of John Nimrod in Carriacou, Sandra Campbell and Sharon Ross in Grenada, Verna Nimrod, Samuel Nimrod in Trinidad, Veronica Nimrod in Carriacou, and Nellie Peters James in Trinidad. Adopted mother of Michael Thomas in the USA and Popo John in Grenada. Grandmother of 20 including Anderson Joseph, Michael Scott Jr., Joshua Nimrod, Amanda Scott, Joshin, Heston and Judy Nimrod, Cassandra Williams, Anthony Nimrod, Wanda Romaine, Warren Stewart, Clinton, Christel, Shermel and Qasim Nimrod. Great-grandmother of 16, sister of Joyce Thomas and George Nimrod in Grenada, Deslyn Agard in Canada, and Selwyn Nimrod in the USA. Mother-in-law of Alistair Campbell and Elizabeth Ross in Grenada, Eric James in Trinidad, Alison Figuero, and Hilda Nimrod in Carriacou. Her caregiver, Lisa Howell in Trinidad. Aunt of many including Patricia Nichols. Many other relatives and friends including Marilyn Paul and family in Trinidad, Eastlyn Ferguson in Trinidad, the Nimrod family of Carriacou, Grenada and Trinidad, the minister and members of the St. Paul's Spiritual Baptist Church, Trinidad, and friends and neighbors in Trinidad and Grove. The funeral service for the late Mary Peters, also known as Merlin, of Grove St. John, who resided in Trinidad, will take place privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Ralph Fabian Vincent, also known as Spraggy and Uncle, of Richmond St. Andrew, who resided in Queens Village, New York, USA, and at Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, December 9th, 2021, at the age of 81. He was the brother of Florence Vincent Lewis in England, Daphne Vincent Valembrum in the USA, and Lucy Vida Vincent Sylvester, adopted brother of Catherine Superville, brother-in-law of Urban Barney Sylvester in Grenada, and Tony Valembrum in the USA. Uncle of many including Ryan Sylvester, Aaron Valembrum, Kenroy Vincent, Mark Wilson, Christopher Regis, Madeline Wilson, Gillian Lewis, Joycelyn Wilkinson, and Debbie Etienne. Godfather of Carvel. Other relatives and friends including James Lewis, Lucy and Wellington King, Hermie and Debbie Caliste, the David, George, Findlay, Vincent, Charles, Blackett, Alexander, Dumont, Singh, Antoine and Worm families in Grenada, Dominic Sylvester, Theodora and Sandra Jones, Steve and Jelen McQueen, Nikita, Lisa, Terence, Laurel, and friends and neighbors of Richmond and Crowshoe St. Andrew. The funeral of the late Ralph Fabian Vincent, also known as Spraggy and Uncle, of Richmond St. Andrew, who resided in Queens Village, New York, USA, and at Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Shendel Chad Anthony Murrell Charles of River Road, St. George, died on Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, at the age of 36. He was the son of Marlene Murrell and Everest Charles in the USA, father of Michael Anthony Miller, brother of Aquena Murrell in the USA, and Kaiwan Murrell, grandson of Denise Murrell Thorne, step-grandson of Fitzroy Thorne, nephew of Sonia Nimblett Anthony, Roy Licorice, Nicole Murrell in the USA, Matthew Murrell, Audrey Charles in Canada, Cislin in Trinidad, Jude Charles and Antonia Jones Murrell, cousin of Chad Nimblett in the UK, Camicia Charles and Janine Licorice in the USA, and Akeem Charles, grandnephew of Keith Murrell, Marva Hines and Jocelyn Venture, close friend of Claricel Henry, the Honourable Peter David, Karen Cato, Laura Edwards, Kamani Rowley, Owen Peters, Kamal, Marlon, DeMorion, Glennis Hazard, Pastor Oscar Rubin, and members of Faith Independence Baptist Church, Happy Hill, and Uncle Sean. Other relatives and friends including the Murrell family of New Hampshire and Cloget, the Charles and Philip families of Upper Capitol, the Venture family of Boca, the Peters family of River Road, and friends and neighbors of River Road and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Shendell Chad Anthony Murrell Charles of River Road, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Erlyn Aldith Ferguson, affectionately known as Mammy Erlyn of Sanssouci, St. George, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, passed away on Wednesday, 1st December 2021, at the age of 94. She was the mother of Jude in Grenada, Arlene, Jasmine, Jenilyn, Rosiel and Revan in the USA, Reginald and Michael in England. Adopted mother of Kieron, Caroline, Andres, Charmaine, Joanna and Junior in the USA. Grandmother of 20 including Raylene, Randall, Ryan, Veldon, Tamika, Shireen, Sean, Jelani, Marshall and Dawn. Great-grandmother of many including Tariq, Janiyah, Adrinel, Shanice and Asia. Mother-in-law of Rodney, Jude, Eric and Dwight in the USA, Gloria and June in England. Grandmother-in-law of Vanda and Karen. Aunt of many including Dr. Roland Purcell and the Purcell family, Wayne, Henley, Ian, Joan, Glenna and Sherwin. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Mary Flaveny, Daphne Park and family, Jean Sylvester and family, Helen Church, Erdlin Celestine, Mr. and Mrs. Gerald Rokoff and family, Yoland Williams and family, Diane Harvey and the Andrew family of Thebaid, Agnes Eben and family, Teresa and Stephanie Bascom, and friends and neighbors in the USA, Sanssouci and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Erlyn Aldith Ferguson, affectionately known as Mammy Erlyn of Sanssouci, St. George, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, USA, will take place in the USA. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jude Roberts of Fort Judy, St. George, who resided in the USA, passed away on Tuesday, 7th December 2021, at the age of 66. He was the husband of Violet Merle McIntosh, son of Faith Roberts, brother of Glenroy Sparks and Hesley Paul, uncle of Glenisha Buckmeyer, nephew of Ignatia Roberts, Rhoda Batiste in Trinidad, Josephine Joseph, also known as Auntie Finn, and Aurelia George in Texas, brother-in-law of Cynthia Davidson, Joyce, Jimmy, William and Andrew McIntosh. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Teresa Reason, Rolanda McQueen, Philip McQueen, Irving Mitchell, Ajamu Mitchell in Grenada, Theodora Hippolyte, Josephine D'Souza, Esther Douglas and Shirley Mitchell in the United Kingdom, Selma Charles, the Mitchell and Skeet families in Trinidad, the Mitchell, Liebert, Myers, Roberts and Hippolyte families in the USA, and friends and neighbors of Pomerose, Munich and Fort Judy. The funeral of the late Jude Roberts of Fort Judy, St. George, who resided in the USA, will take place on Sunday, December 19th in New Jersey, USA. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. William Kingston Mitchell of Grand Anse, St. George, passed away on Saturday, 4th December 2021, at the age of 68. The funeral arrangements for the late William Kingston Mitchell of Grand Anse, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. James Aldwin Mitchell, also known as Coot and Brother Mitch, of Happy Hill, who resided at Tempe, St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 8th December 2021, at the age of 73. The funeral arrangements for the late James Aldwin Mitchell, also known as Coot and Brother Mitch, of Happy Hill, who resided at Tempe, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Reginald Howell, also known as Police, of Florida St. John, who resided at Monkridge St. Patrick, passed away on Saturday, December 4th, 2021, at the age of 50. The funeral arrangements for the late Reginald Howell, also known as Police, of Florida St. John, who resided at Monkridge St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jimmy John, also known as Kiki or Is True, of New Hampshire St. George, died on Monday 6th December 2021, at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Jimmy John, also known as Kiki or Is True, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Clarice Alexander, also known as Claro, of Monkhorn St. Andrew, a well-known market vendor at Grenville, passed away on Friday 3rd December 2021, at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Clarice Alexander, also known as Claro, of Monkhorn St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Maud Jones George, also known as Teacher Maud, of Happy Hill St. George, passed away on Saturday 27th November 2021, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Maud Jones George, also known as Teacher Maud, of Happy Hill St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Molan Martin Lalji, also known as Flex and Mad Max, of Latente St. David, died on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021, at the age of 42. The funeral arrangements for the late Molan Martin Lalji, also known as Flex and Mad Max, of Latente St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Corporal 837 Kenneth Cummings, also known as Jasper, of Happy Hill, who resided at New Hampshire St. George, died on Saturday the 20th of November at the age of 56. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Corporal 837 Kenneth Cummings, also known as Jasper, of Happy Hill, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Louisa Benoit, also known as Pamela, of Conference St. Andrew, passed away on Saturday 27th November 2021, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Louisa Benoit, also known as Pamela, of Conference St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Deborah Pearline Nayak, also known as Maisy and Nayo, of Dunfermline, who resided at Mirabeau St. Andrew, passed away on Tuesday 23rd November 2021, at the age of 51. The funeral arrangements for the late Deborah Pearline Nayak, also known as Maisy and Nayo of Dunfermline, who resided at Mirabeau St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire St. George, resided in Canada, passed away on Monday, 22nd November. The funeral of the late Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire St. George, who resided in Canada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision. Because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord. And God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.